Hello, ape men, and welcome to Chimpin Ain't Easy.
This is basically a show where the premise is we watch a film with apes as a central theme or playing the principal character, and then we talk about it.
Yeah, so in this very first inaugural episode, our maiden voyage on this journey of Chimpin, the film that we watched was Godzilla versus King Kong. So I don't know about you, but the only Godzilla or King Kong films that I've seen before are the Jack Black King Kong film and the Jean-Claude Van Damme Godzilla film.
Both classics in their own right. You know, I've seen the Jack Black King Kong film, and when I was very young, and I first heard that Jack Black was in a King Kong film, I was like, I had thought he was playing King Kong himself. I didn't realize he was the Carl Denham character until I saw the film, but that was okay. That was a good movie.
Yeah, I can't say I remember them very well.
Yeah, I wasn't really interested in any of them until this film because, you know, both titans going up against each other, you know, seemed like a fun time. And overall, I thought the film was pretty sick.
Yeah, I did enjoy it a fair amount. I did think it was kind of a dumb movie though.
Oh, yeah, undoubtedly.
There is only one other of those adjacent films that I'd like to see, which is the one that Anno Hideaki directed.
Yeah, same. I'd like to see that. Is it Shin Godzilla?
Yeah. Has nothing to do with apes though, so we're gonna stop talking about it right now.
Yeah, we'll leave that to Maddox's podcast.
So I guess maybe we'll start with what our favorite scene and then our least favorite scene was.
Sure. Oh yeah, just one thing before I wanted to point out that before we watched this movie, we listened to the song Ape Man by the Kinks. So just every scene, it was stuck in my head. Every scene that King Kong was in, I just had going around in my head. Ape Man, ape man, I'm an ape man. I'm an ape man, I'm an ape man, no, I'm an ape man. Throughout the whole movie. So that really enhanced the experience. So would recommend that. But yeah, go on with your.
So for me personally, the best scene was the very very first scene where King Kong wakes up and he's getting ready. He's going through his morning routine and he takes a shower and everything. And then it's playing this really upbeat song, and then he makes a spear and throws it into the thing, and it's oh, it's actually the Truman Show.
Yeah, it's a really funny subversion of the usual character wakes up, has a shower. Basically, if you haven't seen it, King Kong wakes up and yawns and stretches, and there's upbeat music, and he has a shower in a waterfall. It's a bit like Shrek, or something like that. And yeah, I agree, that was one of my favorites as well.
Yeah, so was that one of your favorites or your top
I'd say
number one?
There's a few really good moments. I think the scene later on when they go into the hollow earth, just the visuals are really cool. It's super colorful and vibrant. It was kind of like a trip. That was pretty cool. See in my notes if I have anything. Yeah, there's a lot of the fight scenes were really cool. I really liked the first encounter with Godzilla and King Kong, where they start off on ships, or King Kong is being transported, chained up on a big tanker ship thing, and Godzilla comes from underwater, and then they fight underwater, and then they fight from jumping from ship to ship. I loved that scene. It was really good. It reminded me of one of the scenes in Evangelion.
Yeah,
where they have a similar kind of scene where they're jumping from ship to ship and fighting in the ocean. I thought it was pretty sick.
Yeah, for sure. I really liked going back to the Hollow Earth bit. I really like when they first get there and King Kong, he's attacked by this lizard thing, and he he obviously beats it really easily, and then this other one like jumps out of nowhere, and he like uses the dead carcass of the first one to like slap the second one in the face.
He does, yeah, he does like a hammer throw maneuver where he spins around. Yeah, yeah, that was pretty cool.
Which potentially could have been like foreshadowing for the fact that he was going to get an axe later on, and he was going to like whack things with his
Yeah,
axe.
you can tell that he works with tools.
Yeah.
He's pretty good with tools.
Well, he is he doesn't have a dumb lizard brain like Godzilla, so you know. The okay, so I didn't really have a least favorite scene, but there was like a couple of like story elements that just didn't really make sense to me at all.
Mm-hmm.
So the main one of those being like who built all of the stuff inside of Hollow Earth? Like who built that big ape like the place where he finds the axe and then there's the throne and there's like he pushes through the doors. Like did his ancestors build it or like was it just there?
Yeah, it's ambiguous. It's ambiguous. I like the idea though that like Kong was kind of he was kind of meant to be, the ruler, and when he sits in the throne, yeah, it was pretty, didn't make a lot of sense, but it was still pretty epic.
True, true. The other bit that didn't really make much sense to me was like how like if the Titans came from Hollow Earth, then how did they get to the surface if like they fell down?
Yeah, yeah, I was wondering that as well. There's kind of some funny stuff about gravity. Like
Yeah.
one of the funnier parts to me was the main. Oh yeah, by the way, all the characters, the human characters, are pretty trash. Like I don't really, none of them were that interesting. But
True.
the one of the funny parts was when the male, I guess the male lead, I don't remember his name. He was played by Alexander Skarsgård.
Paperboy.
No, it was the white guy.
Oh right, the evil Spanish guy or whatever.
No, he was kind of like he's the guy. His backstory was his brother was killed, because he was exploring the Hollow Earth or something,
Ah, right, right, right.
and he got crushed by the power of the gravity inversion, and that was pretty funny to me.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. That gave me some like the Vin Diesel, no, not Vin, the Rock Journey to the Center of the Earth film.
Oh yeah, sure.
It gave
sure.
me kind of that vibe.
Yeah,
a
I
little
could
bit.
see that.
So another thing that I didn't really understand was like, so you know how his axe like it can get charged up by the like radioactive laser beam thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't really understand like why, like what benefit that served, because it seemed to like it didn't like shoot anything, and I don't know how that would make it like sharper.
The axe like becoming like glowing
Yeah.
when it gets imbued with the laser powers. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's probably just like a buff, like in Dark Souls or whatever.
Sure. It's some twinkling titanite.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
That was pretty epic when Godzilla shoots. They become homies at the end to fight Robo Godzilla.
Yeah, really, it's not Godzilla versus King Kong. It's Godzilla and King Kong versus Mecha Godzilla.
Yeah, yeah. It was okay. I did like the Godzilla versus Kong parts more because it was more like it was ambiguous morally. Who was the more upstanding character. I like that grayness. It kind of I haven't seen the film, but I've heard Batman v Superman has like a similar thing where they team up at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounds really funny. It's like Superman hears that he hears someone's name, and he's like, "Oh, that's the same name as my mom. Somebody else has the same name as my mom. I should probably stop killing all these humans." So that's what that reminded me of when they teamed up. But it was made a bit more sense, I suppose.
Another thing that I wanted to bring up was the fact that Godzilla's like motivation for everything, like basically the entire impetus for like the whole movie is that Godzilla got cucked by a sex robot.
It's automation, man. They're taking all our jobs, even Godzilla.
True.
Yangang 2024. Get the bag.
Even Godzilla's on board.
Yeah, you know, it was a good movie. It felt a lot longer than it was. I don't know if you agree with that, but I was like,
Kinda, yeah.
I the reason I was interested in it from the first thing I heard about it was that it was only like 2 hours, when all these other big movies are really flipping long, so I
Yeah.
can't really sit through them. This one, it was only 2 hours, but they got a lot of stuff in there. They got a lot of I got a lot of stuff in there. You know, it was pretty dense with things going on, and I liked that, but it also felt a lot longer than it was.
I
At some
guess,
parts.
you know, they were probably trying to like throw everything at the wall to see what stuck.
Yeah.
Because you know the like the bits with like the conspiracy theory guy and the Stranger Things girl
hmm
weren't like super interesting.
Yeah, I agree. I have that written down here. Like, it was, what did I say? Apex plot, which was those the Millie Bobby Brown and the New Zealand kid. I have Apex plot, cringe and boring. So that's, I think, sums up my thoughts.
I did like that they were human supremacists and they were like, you know, all these foreigners coming in taking our jobs. We're human supremacists. We're gonna reclaim supremacy for humankind with automation.
Yeah.
I was more on board with that guy than I was with the people who were like, oh no, we gotta like be nice to Godzilla. Fuck Godzilla.
Yeah, I kind of see what you mean. I forget, did he have some, because I was thinking, like, he doesn't seem that evil. Did he have some kind of, like, big, I guess the big evil reveal moment for the villain was that he was holding hostage other titans, other big lizard guys, and like fighting them with his robot and testing them against his robot. That's not cool, really, I suppose, but I don't know.
It could be worse. Like he
Yeah.
wasn't like
He wasn't the worst guy in the world.
no. I mean I was you know I'm more or less on board with what he was doing.
Yeah, I suppose.
Like
If let's take it back to Chimpin right quick, because
yeah.
let's talk about all the cool, like, King Kong, like, moments, like where he can do sign language in this movie.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. I thought it was really dumb that nobody had noticed before.
Yeah.
Like
It's like, oh, he must have been just scratching his head when he was doing the home symbol. They're just like, oh, I never saw that, except for the little girl.
Yeah.
She's the only one who, I guess she taught him sign language to a degree. She was one of the only cool, like, human characters.
yeah, usually I'm not a big fan of child actors, but I guess like, you know, since she didn't speak at all,
Yeah,
it was,
when you take
it's
away
probably fine.
when you take away their line delivery, you know, it's usually pretty fine.
Unless she was like really bad at like sign language acting, but I can't tell because I don't know sign.
Yeah. There was some really sick moments that of just King Kong being a big ape. I don't know if I can relay them very well, I suppose.
There was the bit where like so they're on the ship and they pull in a bunch of fish and he's like just chomping on the fish. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I-
Yeah. No, we talked about this before. It was like when they, yeah. Also, yeah, the final, or you know, the penultimate climactic fight that was between King Kong and Godzilla in Hong Kong. I love the visuals of Hong Kong. Like, again, it's really neon and stuff. And then especially the first encounter where King Kong just completely socks Godzilla right in the face.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the best moments in the film for me.
True. Something that I'll never understand is like why they always try to depict like Hong Kong and Tokyo and stuff as like these futuristic cyberpunk cities when they're just normal cities.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. I think it's because it looks cool, but and because probably it's foreign enough to the average viewer
Sure,
that
sure.
they won't know that it's not that it's inaccurate.
Yeah. I guess yeah.
It's exotic enough to be like, oh, it could be a cyberpunk, cool
Yeah,
city.
sure. They're basically in 2050.
Yeah. Yeah. Um yeah, one last thing I wanted to point out that was funny was at one point when Godzilla was like swimming through the water real fast,
Hmm.
they used like a car vroom vroom sound effect, which, which is hilarious.
Um, there was one other thing that like didn't really make much sense to me, which was like, so Mecha Godzilla when they like kind of lost control of it, it didn't just like stop moving, which like you would expect since it's being controlled by some guy.
Oh yeah, so they pour whiskey on the control panel or the or something like that, and he kind of dies like slowly, or he's kind of like
No, no, it was
malfunctioning.
before then. It was
Oh
like
right.
when so you know how I forget like why it happened, but you know when like he started attacking.
Yeah, sure, sure, sure.
Yeah,
When
it
he kills his creator in the Frankenstein moment.
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know why like his like the he was coded so that, it seems like he was coded so that if the pilot lost control, he would just kill the guy who made him and destroy the city. Like
Yeah.
that seemed kind of strange.
Yeah, he went rogue, at a good time narratively, it was pretty cool. Convenient.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um,
That's kind of all I have to say really about the movie. I'd give it a 1 on my scale, which is a binary scale, 0 or 1.
mhm,
It's
mhm.
definitely a movie.
I mean, yeah. I'm gonna use like my traditional like out of I don't know what's a good number to do something out of, like 9 maybe. So I'd probably give it a f- like a 4.5 out of 9,
Okay.
something like that, like a 5
Straight
out of
down the
9
middle.
something. Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
if they just took out all the scenes of the humans and it was just the fight scenes, it would be a perfect one.
True,
Perfect
true.
one.
I would probably give it a 6 or 7 out of 9 then.
Cool, cool. Yeah, so this probably concludes the first episode of Chimpin Ain't Easy, but before we get to the very end, I think I just want to introduce what could be a recurring segment. So, I'm just going to show my co-host here a monkey chimp ape related video, and you just have to describe what you're seeing to the
Okay.
audience, okay?
So there's a chimp on like a fence and he's like whacking this other, I think they're orangutans actually. He's like just wailing on his head. And the other one's like trying to reach up, but he can't. He's not tall enough. This is
He's out of reach.
this is horrible.
It's yeah, yeah. There you go.
All right. So we'll catch you in the next episode of Chimpin' Ain't Easy. We haven't decided a film yet, but I think we discussed watching Space Chimps. So we might go with Space Chimps. We might go with something else. That's something you'll have to find out in the next episode of Chimpin' Ain't Easy.
Take care, ape man.